Hey guys, what's going on? It's been a little while, huh? Just been busy doing all these restaurants and trying to keep up with my business. Haven't had a whole lot of time to make a new YouTube video, but I got a question earlier today and I wanted to make a video about it. It was basically, how do I handle customer complaints? And do I offer any discounts or anything like that? So what I thought I'd do is just tell you about a real life complaint that I had probably 3 or 4 months ago. I have this nightly customer. It's an architecture firm, and every Sunday night we go in there and we do just the basic cleaning. We do dusting, change out the garbage cans, sweep and mop the floors, vacuum everything, clean the glass on the windows and stuff. You know, just the basic janitorial stuff. One day I got an email from the accountant, and the email came in to my wife, and it basically said, I've been in this new office for 6 months and you guys have never dusted. And she may have said a few other things, but essentially that's what the email boiled down to. When you first hear something like this, you can kind of take it personal, especially if you're the one dusting the office. So immediately when I heard it, I'm thinking in my mind, I dust this lady's office every single week. What the hell is she talking about? She's just complaining. She just wants to fire us. She's just unhappy. Maybe all these things run through your mind. Like maybe she has a family member who wants to clean the office and so she needs an excuse to get rid of us. Maybe they're making cutbacks and she just wants to find an excuse to get out of the contract. You know, I start thinking all these things because it's natural when someone criticizes your work to kind of, you know, defend yourself or something. So I took a deep breath and I just thought, you know, I need to take a step back and I need to actually find out what this lady's talking about. So what I did was I went into her office after hours and I took in a flashlight and I looked at all the surfaces, looked at the desks, the bookcase, the computer monitor, all these things. And I was looking around and I noticed it was super dusty. I think what happened was I wasn't using very good lighting when I was dusting. So when I went in there and I dusted, I thought I was doing a good job, but in the daylight when she came in, it looked like I hadn't done anything. And so I sent her an email the next day. I said, my wife sent me your email. I hope you don't mind that I looked at it, but I wanted to respond to you directly. I said, believe it or not, we've been in there every week dusting your office, but you're absolutely right. This place is totally filthy and I'm extremely embarrassed at the amount of dust that was in there. And what I was doing was kind of sympathizing from her and letting her know that I do care and I listened to her and I wasn't going to take offense and I want to see it from her perspective. And that I told her that I went in and I looked at it instead of just jumping to conclusions to see what she was talking about. And I let her know it was extremely embarrassing, that I can't believe it got that dirty. And then I came up with a solution. And what I ended up doing was buying all these little headlights that you could put on your head. That way you kind of have a flashlight when you're vacuuming and dusting and stuff. And I let her know. Because of your comment, what I did was I went out and I purchased these headlamps, and now we're all going to use them whenever we're in your office. And not only that, but we're going to use them when we're in other customers' offices late at night, because that will help with the visibility. So I thanked her and I said, because of you, we're able to make these improvements company-wide, and now our other customers are going to be a lot more happy with our service. So thank you so much for doing that. And then I kind of ended it by saying, give us a couple of weeks to get back on top of things, because their office is huge. And I said, your office is really huge, like really big and really dusty. So give us a couple of weeks as we come through. We'll spend more time dusting, but you might not notice all the dust being gone on the first visit. And that way I kind of have a little bit of a buffer so that I didn't set expectations that were too high by saying, oh, I'm going to come in there and fix everything all at once. I let her know, it's going to be a process, but we're going to work on it as much as we can every single day that we're there, and we're going to make this a priority. And I just thanked her for the feedback. So I didn't offer any discounts. I don't think they were looking for a discount. I think she just wanted to feel heard. Sometimes when you're in an office all by yourself and the door's shut and you're in there for 8 hours a day, you don't want to be there. It's getting hot, you're cranky, you're a little bit dehydrated, you're working on these big complex problems, and you look around, you notice that there's dust, and you're like, this mother effing janitor can't even dust, and I'm doing all this other work, and I'm signing his check, and he's making all this money, and they're not even dusting my office. This is bullcrap. And they kind of just like hone in on you because of some negative feelings that they're feeling elsewhere in their life. That's my personal belief. And so what I like to do is just let people know that I understand them, and that I hear them, and that I take their feedback to heart, and that I really want to do a good job, that I really do care. And I think that totally defuses the situation. It gives them exactly what they want, and I think that the relationship is better going on. And that was months ago. I haven't heard anything back from her, and so maybe I ought to email her and just check in and see how everything's going. But I think that totally restored the relationship by me doing that. So now I want to talk about some janitor friends that I was talking to over the weekend. They own a small janitorial company up here as well, and they were telling me that they keep getting complaints from their customers, and they hate their customers. Their customers are nagging, and they get in little fights with the person who's like in charge of their contract, and they're just saying how annoying they are, and they want to quit the janitorial business altogether because this person is so annoying. I don't think that that's a good mindset long term. Like, I get where they're coming from. They don't want to back down. They feel like they're being pushed around a little bit. They feel like they're disrespected, they're unappreciated. I totally get that. But you know, sometimes by losing the battle today, you can win long term. Like, give them a couple of wins short term. Let your customer feel heard and respected, and you take the road of humility and just sucking it up, and kind of let them berate you a little bit, and just do whatever you can to make them happy. And by doing that, you're going to build that relationship, then you're going to keep getting your check, and that's what it's all about anyways, getting that check. So it's not about your ego and emotions and, you know, any of these feelings that you have interacting with people. Like, it's really about finding a customer, doing the work really good, getting that check, and then doing it again the next month, the next month, the next month. So, you know, if you have to let your ego go every once in a while, I think it's worth it, because you're going to keep getting those checks. Unless you did a deal where you're just not making any money and they're taking advantage of you and they want you to keep doing more and more work that is really unfair. But you really need to be logical and understand when you're being taken advantage of versus when someone's just having a bad day and they just want to let it out on you, or when maybe you did slip up a little bit and you need to correct some of your own work, you know, some of your own things. So anyway, whatever. I don't know if this is useful or helpful, but if you guys want to do what you want, when you want, how you want, for who you want, and how much you want, subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you guys next time.